Go ahead.
Hi, this is Joanne.
Yep, Joanne.
Johanna from
Yeah.
the Cancer Services
together.
Program. You're in Mayville, right?
Right.
Yes.
You can call us JoJo.
Yeah, Joe. Okay, that'll be easy
That's
to
perfect.
remember.
So, yeah. We're with the Cancer Services Program out of Mayville, and with the Cancer Services Program, we have funds from the state, and if I'm
State and the CDC.
state and the CDC, and we also have some alternative funds where people raise money and donate it to us. And it's to help people that are uninsured or underinsured get their screenings. Women over 40 for mammograms and pap smears, men over 50 for their colonoscopy, say not prostate. She's the queen and I'm just like helping out. So that's basically what we do. If you have high deductibles, and we have a lot of, I know we have some of the folks from the hospital because their deductibles are so high that utilize that program. So if you have a high deductible, you're in that plan here, we can help. All right?
And most insurance, majority of all insurance, pay for screening, but they do not pay for diagnostic, and that's where we come in play.
What do you mean diagnostic?
So say you get a mammogram and you need to get an ultrasound done because they see something, right there your insurance, your high deductible will come in.
Oh, I
And
see.
they won't pay for that. And it has happened a lot, especially with some of the Affordable Care Act plans, people not
So then
realizing.
you could help with it.
Yes, yes, that's what we tell people to call us first before you schedule an appointment, so we can follow you, you know. So, alrighty, let's start. We're gonna ask some true or false questions. Now, is it true or false that most breast cancer run in the families? Oh, you got a little, what you want, a little emoji or an awareness ribbon? The most who gets it, the most of these you get the crown.
I guess a ribbon.
You don't want the little poop thing?
Only 5 to 10% of breast cancers are thought to be hereditary. We talked about that before, which means they are caused by abnormal genes passed from parent to child. The other 90% are largely due to lifestyle and environmental factors. Yes.
There is nothing you can do to lower your risk of developing breast cancer. True or false?
Well,
Yes, false. Because you can, you know, change your habit. You can, like you said, you was dieting. I mean, that you lowering down your risk. You know, what's scary is that people think because it's not in their family that they don't want to get a mammogram, but really those are the ones that are coming up to be the ones that have breast cancer, which is unfortunate. This is my favorite one that I have heard over the years. Does your bra, causes breast cancer?
that's false.
Yeah, it's false. But you wouldn't believe how many people think it's true.
You mean like the material or the way it's fit or?
Underwires, some people
And they
don't.
actually did a study that it has nothing to do with that.
And I'm gonna go back a number of years where they even, you know, it's like when the same thing with the deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was my next question.
Oh, sorry. You go
I
first.
remember the other one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
deodorant causes breast cancer. Some people still believe that, which is unfortunate that some people are not educated enough to know that.
I remember when they said like if you use that Nair shaving stuff that could cause cancer.
Mhm.
That's a myth, right?
That is a myth. A pap test is the same thing as a pelvic exam.
No, false.
False. And
Wish it was, but.
but it's unfortunate that people still think it's the
Sorry.
same thing, and it's not, because now they changed the rules. Now is you get a pap smear when you're 21. Yeah, 21, and then you get it every 3 years if it's normal.
Yeah.
And then when you're 30, you get it every 5 years. That's when they do the HPV culture on you when you're 30. Yeah. So
They
some-
do that every year.
no,
And
that's
that was every 2 years.
They just changed the guidelines for that, didn't they?
I've got one every year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and if you've had normal pap smears, there's no reason to do it every year if you've had them consistently.
But then if you have a problem, then they do it like every 4 months.
or every 6 months,
Yeah.
depending what your doctor recommends. But there's another thing, doctors still do a pelvic exam every year, and people still think that's a PAP, and it's not.
No,
Yeah, there's still people who
that
think it's
uncomfortable thing that you just.
My daughter is in the physician assistant program at Gannon, and she says, now, Mom, the next time you go for your GYN checkup, this poor guy's in here.
I know, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
I'm so
son.
embarrassed.
But,
I'm sorry, honey.
You know, you make sure that they check, you know, I had a hysterectomy and I still had my ovaries because I didn't want to like be thrown into menopause years and years ago. Because you make sure they check them because you know your ovaries can shrink and you can, and I'm like, I get this every year, honey. I mean, it's like all of a sudden she's in this OBGYN rotation and she's like, make sure you do this, make sure you do this. And when I come home, I need to feel your boobs. I said, because she read my mammogram report. So, but you know, and they're so up to date, you know, when they're teaching these kids, they're so up to date. And I would have never thought about, you know, because ovarian cancer is something, as you get older, your ovaries shrink and they can't detect it as well. So it's good to make sure that they still do that pelvic exam and even a sonogram if it's necessary. But, okay, go ahead.
Can I ask a question? What's the rule with older people, older women? If you've gone so many years, once you hit a certain age or you're postmenopausal, they changed that too, right?
I'm not.
for PAPs or mammograms.
PAPs.
PAPs
They
is,
seem to make it
and actually, they actually changed it to like 64. So after you turn 64,
I had a
if
client at 65, they told her she didn't need to have it anymore.
64, depending on your doctor. That's why I just tell people it depends on your doctor, because some doctors still do it, and it depends on your
They're
history.
just thinking you're not gonna, like, as you get older, you're not gonna have anything like that. I would think it'd be more.
Well, you'd be surprised how many women actually do not get a PAP exam after they finish having kids. Some of them, they are done. They're like, I'm not having it
Not
done.
going through that again. Yeah, I know some people, and they just kind of like, oh, I should.
And yeah, and that's where we out there trying to educate more and more as much as we can, because those are the ladies that
Once
we
they
have.
do it, it might be that they've got an advanced something.
And usually we get them at stage 3 because of that.
Wow.
Unfortunately. Okay. Colorectal cancer is a man disease. True or false? Which one I should give this to? Because she's getting all the ribbons.
I know.
Just let her have the
The
corn.
gallon.
Give her a
No. Nobody wants the crown. You see why nobody's speaking
I'll
up
wear
because they
the
don't want
damn
the
thing. I
crown.
don't care.
Well, I think that, and from experiences that we've had, the people that don't, they think, oh, no, that's such a horrible thing and a horrible thing. Have you guys had colonoscopies? Have you had yours?
Oh, I had one. The
Yeah,
prep
yours-
was worse than that thing.
The prep is usually, and now the prep is better, because I had a bunch of them over the years, over like 10 years, I had several. And the prep is better than it used to be. And especially the men, they just don't want to, you know, you start.
Well, they didn't
Dealing
even put you out, and they didn't even give you any kind of pain medication.
Oh, I've never experienced
I
that.
heard
I've
that.
had,
Yes.
I have a woman who told me that, and I was
Oh my
like,
God.
I had it
what?
because at 22, I was diagnosed with Crohn's, and I had to go through all that, the bare enema.
Oh, was that
and
here
so-
that they did that?
No, it was at St. Vincent's,
wow.
so
Wow.
that's why I'm using
So one of the things that we have is we have these fit kits, which you can do in the privacy of your home. And the insurances will pay for it, and if you don't have insurance, we'll pay for it. And you can do it right in the privacy of your home. I don't know where that little demo thing
But
is.
is that what your doctor like has you do prior to a colonoscopy?
Yeah.
Yes,
and
for
it-
people who never had a colonoscopy,
Right.
who never had a colonoscopy done and doesn't have family history, because there's people who won't refuse to get it done, and this is right here.
This is an indicator, so that if there is something that shows up, you do privacy of your home, you just take a couple samples of your stools, put them on a card, send it out, and then they notify the doctor. So you guys probably have insurance, you have primary care. They'll notify the doctor if there's a problem or give them the results. If there's a problem, then they schedule you. If there isn't, and a lot of people do this every year instead. If there's no history, no family history,
And
and they
people
don't
like
have any
that more.
concerns. But of course, if you have any
And there's no diet restriction,
right.
because there was some that you couldn't eat red meat because it would cause it to show.
But if you've had a colonoscopy, then you're supposed to have a follow-up in 5 years, right?
Correct.
Depending on what your doctor says, some is
Yeah.
3 years, some is 5 years, so depending.
And I would still do this in between, just, yeah, because
I
sometimes,
have Dr. Curry.
we had somebody that, like, 6 months ago, their breast exam and their mammogram was fine, and all of a sudden they felt a lump. So whether it's, your colon or your breast, that happens. So you guys do self-breast exams, I know you do. You do self-breast self-exam? Self-breast exam? Okay, we're gonna give her lots of material.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a breast for you to
Feel.
feel.
We have one you can feel.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's funny, but you don't.
Why, these ladies have a lot of things.
They have a lot of raps.
Yeah. It's like, you have to think, remember, nobody likes to talk about this stuff, right?
But when you put a crown on a little poopy doll, it's
I know,
cool.
isn't it the cutest thing?
This is one question, usually some people know, some people don't. True or false, do men get breast cancer?
True.
And they are the ones that are at a higher rate to die because they find it late.
So they don't want them.
Well, they don't think it's possible for them.
They
And
got boobs, so
Yeah.
fun.
they got boobs, some
Breast
have bigger
tissue.
than others, and some have bigger than,
See, when you get old, you don't want big boobs, just saying. How old is this young man?
Almost 21.
He's getting an education today.
Mom, you're gonna have some chats with her, aren't
Yeah.
you? Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
You're fine. He probably won't ever want to do anything like this for you again.
Okay. True or false, skin cancer are deadly. Skin cancer are deadly.
Or what?
That's
Are deadly.
Aren't that?
Aren't.
Yeah, aren't deadly.
That's well.
That is false.
Boy, you're an expert. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's all I do is read.
She's gonna get the crown.
True or false, using an indoor tanning bed doesn't expose you to the same kinds of harmful rays as the sun.
Even more fun.
Yeah.
False.
But be surprised, especially the young generation, they don't think nothing of it. I'm not saying to not fake and make, that's not what I'm saying. But
Exposure.
just be careful how much you
But
do
did they
it.
say that fake stuff can do
Yes.
something too now? Are they saying that, or did
I like
I?
to share those stories. My daughter, who's in school, she had, she monkeys with her hair, she dyes it, she colors it. And she'd been home and she had the girl do her hair, and the next day, she was drying it, and she noticed this big something on her. And she looked at, she put the mirror, and she had this big, huge mole type thing on her, not a mole, but like a flat mole, if you would. I don't know what they would call it. And her sister happens to work for a dermatologist, so she took a picture of it. Her sister showed it to her doctor in her practice, and the doctor said she needs to get that biopsied
Oh my God.
ASAP. Boom. And I'll tell you, I was on the phone. That was a Monday. I was on the phone Tuesday. Roswell took her on Friday, and they did a scrape biopsy of it. He didn't want to do a punch biopsy because it was the head, and he
But
was
that
concerned.
wasn't from dyeing her hair, it was just the skin thing, right?
No, but this was my daughter who liked to go into the tanning booths,
Oh.
okay? And she won't even get near a tanning booth. She covers herself up with the sun. Now, they did the scrape biopsy, and while we were up there, and it's good, these are really good, I just thought this was the most fabulous experience. He checked everything out on her, and there was a really dark mole on the back of her leg that he didn't like. He said, this one doesn't concern me as much as this one does. He did the punch biopsy, that took that right out. This came back okay. This one came back questionable, so she goes back every 6 months to have it checked, but everything's fine. But it just goes to show you that I don't think you can be too careful. And we had skin cancer history in our family with her paternal grandfather. He was a pipe smoker and a cigar smoker. There was new stuff hanging out of his mouth and stuff. And he had like cancer on his face quite a bit, but he never died from it, but he was always getting treated for it. He lived to be like 89 or something. But just to give you an idea, you can get into places quickly if you need to. And just the fortunate thing for us, her sister worked and she just said, check this out, what do you think? And the doctor said she needs to get that looked at right away, ASAP, because it was non-definitive, that the border wasn't real defined, and that's what had my other daughter's
But it was
problems.
under her hair.
But it was under her
Think
hair,
about
and
that.
what, you know, I don't know if it's because she had it cut shorter on that side, how she happened to see it, how long it had been there, we don't know. And I said, you need to take a picture of that once a week, so if you can see if there's any changes. I know, Mom. But anyway, sorry.
Oh, it's all right. Because I was gonna answer that question that she said. It says exposing your skin to this type of light. That's the UV lights. It says no matter the source, it can increase the chances of facing skin cancer.
And is it true, like if somebody has dark skin, there's, you know,
It-
like a darker skin, they're still at risk?
Yeah, everybody's at risk. It doesn't matter. It's the fairer the skin, the more chances of you
Oh,
getting.
believe me, I know.
But it's
Well,
everybody's at risk.
and my daughter-in-law's from India, and she does not have really dark pigmentation. She's lighter, but she's darker than me, maybe a little darker than Johanna. And when she takes the grandkids out in the sun, my son says, you need to put, she doesn't even think about sunscreen because it's never been emphasized to her. And she forgets, but
Me
she'll-
either. When I was
yeah.
growing up, it wasn't for me either.
Yeah, and I don't know, I'm a little older than you guys, but, you know, we used to put baby oil on our skin. Well,
Yeah,
you know, I didn't
To
because.
go out and bathe.
To go out and get them sun.
Yeah.
You know, and people did it. I mean, we didn't know any better. I just feel really fortunate because I'm pretty fair skinned too.
That's back in the day, what you did.
Yeah, because I used to work at a motel on the lake, and I'd go out before my shift would start, 10 o'clock in the morning, and lay on the dock. And after my shift was over, at least I wasn't in the, you know, that 10 to 2. About 2 o'clock, I'd go back out there. The summer boys were hanging around, you know, so it's down in the days when you could wear bikinis. Sorry.
It's okay. I was gonna ask about questions about prostate questions, but it's not like.
Well, I was just curious though, why isn't that part of the program? Because it is pretty
We can't pay for the screening process, but we can help pay for the diagnostic process.
My dad had prostate cancer, so I remember when he had the seed treatment or whatever, one of the things that sticks out was they said, well, you know, something about the radiation or whatever, don't go by pregnant women and something, you know, because they're like contagious or something, I don't know.
I think it has something to do with the immune systems, but I'm not positive. I'm not a cancer physician. I don't work in an office, but I remember when my sister was going through treatments, I couldn't have my kids near her because they were young and they had once they got their immunizations, they said, you know, they shouldn't be near people that have had radiation or chemotherapy. So I don't know if it's because
It's something
the
like
kids
that,
or
the
because the
treatment.
immunizations lowered their immune system. I don't know.
Okay. Let's see if you can find 5 lumps.
Oh, that thing's heavy.
We gotta put it on the ground.
Oh, okay. One right
And
there.
2 fingers.
Oh, okay. One's right there. I don't know, I just find one right there. And I'm sure, right there, I'm sure you wouldn't be pushing this hard if you were doing anything. I just find two.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes you have to
one
go,
there
it's
and one
they're
there.
deep.
I just find two.
Did you find yours on a self-exam or was it on a mammogram, self-exam? Good for you.
There's two that are quite defined.
One right there. Okay, look. Let's see. 4, 2, 4. 5
And when you do the exam, you're supposed to put your,
Yeah, and take in under your arm too, you know.
I guess I did check. someone you know, runs all the time, has your checkups, diagnosed with breast cancer.
It just blows me away. I know.
And the exam never, her mammogram never showed it.
My friend has that happen in just a general thing.
I mean, and they always also recommend when you look in the mirror, look for any asymmetry. So if it looks like one side is bigger or it has a protrusion, you'd notice it. Put your hands up.
Donna?
Because I'm my sister.
Well, just, for the sake of time.
Oh, you don't wanna touch the boobie?
This is the one that's up here that a lot of people miss, but you say you found 5, you have to press all the way down to feel it, and this is the size of it, which is scary.
It's like a little,
Like the middle.
bean size. Oh my.
Wow.
That's even, not even pea size, that's like much smaller.
And the first time I experienced that, I was like, holy cow, because you don't think about it.
And that's the size that a mammogram can find. This is the size with the self-breast, not even, when you don't even pay attention, this is the size people usually can see.
But it's hidden the breast tissue, right?
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter the size of your breast.
And then
right?
these are usually the size when we figure it out by the self-breast exam. But this is what the mammogram can see. So just imagine if you trying to do that yourself, you're not gonna.
Do they do like the thing with a needle for something that small, or is it, like?
If it's a biopsy,
needle
yes.
biopsy, even that small?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they'll just, and correct me, because you know a little bit more about what they do for treatment, they'll go in and just, if they can just take that lump and do a lumpectomy and take it all if they can, if they doesn't
They
show
can.
any. Yeah.
Well, that's what happened to the one friend, she had the one lumpectomy on one side, and then, I don't know, they said there was more specific, we're gonna take it. You just didn't wanna go through it,
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're almost out of time. I was gonna ask more questions, but a lot of them has to pertain to men.
But we do have information up here. You are all welcome. You take a goodie bag with you. There is stuff on the HPV, cervical cancer, cancer facts for women. You're welcome to take something for the men. And these are, if you know people, whether it's you guys or not, if you have high deductibles and you need us, call us. It doesn't hurt to make the phone call to find out. If your mom or your grandmother, your aunt, your next door neighbor doesn't have insurance, call us because we want to take care of people. We did what we call a one-stop at WCA 2 months in a row. We just signed people up, whether you had insurance or you didn't have insurance. They come in one day and they got a breast exam, a mammogram, and a pap smear in one day. They got them in and out in, half an hour? And whether you have insurance or not, either way, we get them in there. And there's been some people that we've been able to diagnose and get treatment and get them through real quick. Had
What
they
is
not
your
signed up for the
funding
one-stop or been to a doctor, but they
The
would
one
have never
from
known.
Shades of Pink, the WCA hospital, that was through the hospital.
That was through the hospital?
Yeah, the
Okay.
one from
It just said what was
WCA.
your son.
Yeah, that was through the hospital from donations.
Hospital.
Yeah, the second one, no, the one that we did at Brooks was from Coleman.
Yeah. We get fundings from different state and private funds.
Just want to show you, this is a colon. Pass that around. Yep, those are the polyps that they find that could be cancerous.
Now, in this program, is in effect until 2018? Or, it's a note that I wrote on my papers the last time we met.
Are you talking about 80% by 2018? The 80% by 2018 is,
Maybe that's what I wrote.
it's to raise the screenings for colorectal cancer.
Oh, we're talking about food.
We go year to year on our grant
Oh,
funding, right?
so it's your year.
Do we go year to year on our grant funding, or is it a 2-year grant?
Right now, ours is about 5 years.
5-year grant,
Okay,
so-
I wrote grant until 2018.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that.
No, we're not done, no,
We're not,
it's just
yeah.
we renew it and then they re-revise it and change some things.
So you just probably, whatever your funding gets.
Yep, that, and our coordinator has to write out a whole grant proposal, and it's quite involved. So, but the program has just done phenomenal things for people. I'm tickled pink that we've saved lives. So please,
sure do.
please use our program. Please let people know we want to help people. That's what we're here for.
And I've seen, like, billboards and things. I mean, it seems pretty, well publicized.
We got some great advertising. Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month was the month of March. We also we've been at Tops Markets with our table set up. I don't know if you know, what's Mike's last name? I'll think of it here in a minute.
Oh, from the Relay for Life?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mike has joined us and he's just such a
I'm
hoot.
on the Relay for Life.
Oh, great. And
Or something like that, right?
What's that?
Carpedia or something?
No, it's,
He works at the.
He works-
Moran.
yes, he works at Moran's
Yeah.
Floor Store.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
as in, he camps at Hidden Valley, I think.
Yes, he does. And
Mike
his
and
partner
Bob.
is, what's his partner's name? Bob, yeah.
Okay.
I can't think of his,
I can't think of
Mitchell
Mike's last name either.
I believe it's
Bob-
Mr. K.
Mitchell is
No.
Bob's last name.
oh, that
Yeah.
might be Mike. And they have a little store in Faulkner too.
Yeah.
But he's phenomenal. He is like a walking ambassador for cancer because his partners had colorectal cancer. And if you know, who's the gentleman that always comes to when you get the walk down at JCC?
His name is Bob.
Bob.
Oh, from like an older gentleman?
Yes,
From the
with gray hair. He's
Masonic
tall. His son died with
Yeah.
colorectal cancer, and he's just a
Bob's
walking
his first
advocate.
name. He was
I was going Bob.
I know.
don't.
I want to
so
say
horrible.
Williams,
We
but I
gotta
don't know
write
if
these
that's
down.
it. I don't know
Write
if
these
that's
down.
it, but-
phenomenal. He used to drive people up to Roswell or whatever.
Yes,
all
and he
these
still does
different-
that.
Oh, yeah,
But
amazing.
I just want to go back. Do the women have to be 50 for the
Yes.
colonoscopies? Okay, so
Or
men
if
and
you
women.
have family history, say that somebody was diagnosed when they was 30,
Mhm.
you have to start screening yourself when you're 20. I had this one gentleman who went through our program who was diagnosed with colorectal cancer at 26. So his kids have to start screening when they're 16.
Just because they have a
Yeah.
greater chance.
Mm-hmm. First relative.
So the men and women over 50 for colorectal screening, and the women over 40 for the PAPs and
When you
the.
turn 50, a lot of great things you do.
Yeah, you get the art card in the mail and.
I used to throw that out,
It's a
so
great
I saw the
thing.
discount. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming and giving us your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.
And then you get the crown and it lights up.
Oh, Kathy.
When do you have to wear this, on Monday?
No, we were just celebrating Victoria Day.
There you go.
Queen, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, looks good.
We appreciate your time. and We'll always come back.
Yeah, you
may.
can keep that.
Okay.
That's no problem.
And I should take one, both of our coaches are off today. Or,
Okay.
They missed a lot.
Health coaches?
They missed a lot of fun, yes. So-
I mean, usually the more.
I would have been
more.
good with a goodie bag, but a crown?
I know.
You answer all the questions.
You make sure to tell everybody that she knows her stuff about mammograms and colorectal.
I got the crown.
We didn't talk about
Questions, ask Kathy.
We didn't talk about testicular cancer, but we did.
Yeah, I have it with me too.
We have
but I wouldn't want to
testicle,
bring it
but
out.
we didn't wanna, we have it.
Yeah, I have a model of a.
But I wanna
Oh.
say this, my husband is
Okay.
a
Yeah.
25-year testicular cancer survivor, and men are really funky about their parts, we understand that, but his testicle became very hard, he thought he had an infection, they ran an antibiotic, didn't do anything, and they got him right in. They gave him a 5% chance to live 2 years, but he took care of it, they did a full extraction, because they didn't want to risk a cancer spill, so they did what they call an orchid picking, they took the whole testicle. And he's a
Was he still-
25-year survivor, no, cancer-free.
Was he able
That's
to
wonderful.
have children?
He had already had his children by that time, so, I didn't know him back then. We weren't together, but.
Okay, I'm just gonna show you a little bit of
he's
the
doing
spit
amazing.
kit.
So if your boys.
It's called a fit kit, but it's, I call it fit kit, but it's an insured fit.
Where Jack said, "Don't be so
And this
proud
is
that
what
don't
you
pay
just have to
attention,"
do,
because
is just
Yeah.
take a sample,
some men just.
put it right
don't. I
there,
mean, I know
close it,
a friend of mine
take one
whose
of these
husband
stickers,
had a problem,
put
never dressed
your
him, go to the
your
doctor,
name, the
died
date of birth, and the date of the sample.
Testicular cancer.
Throw this one away,
Testicular problems.
do this one again.
He was having some.
Same thing that I told you, just put the sample right there, close it.
And that's easy.
Put the date right there, sticker. And then you mail it out with this information right here. Because it tells you to fill all this stuff out.
Yeah, they made it a lot easier. The first
Yep,
one
you
was
mail
like
this
a
out
lot.
and it's really literally poop through the mail. And then you get this.
So they put on their fragile.
I should put that. And you get your results back in a week.
Don't smile.
Nobody likes to talk about
Instead
that.
of don't bend, yeah.
Aren't these cute bell bottoms up? I just think this is the cutest thing. I was like, I love that.
I'd have to put it in the mailbox because when you go to mail stuff and the questions they say.
Do you want some of these to put out? Do you have a literature place to break from?
I would love.
Alright, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your
We
time.
tried to
I
make
just-
it as fun as possible because it's
Oh, this was great. You guys can come back.
I hope if you learned one new thing today, then we did our job. And if you can spread it to one person and we can save one person, we did our job.
Really, I'm not an expert on like.
I just have a question for the video's
Yes.
sake. For all the information that wasn't covered in the video itself, would that be like posted online or something so that other people who are watching it on the website can follow easily?
I can.
We could probably,
Because I can tell you that we typically have about 6-7 people at these. It's Friday, could have something to do with a beautiful day.
yeah.
It's videotaped, so where's it gonna be posted?
On Monday in Dunkirk, there's probably not gonna be any men there either.
Okay, so I won't.
Typically women.
I will still bring.
I don't think any men have ever come to a lunch and learn in Dunkirk.
I mean, like I said, we can keep coming back. It doesn't matter. Just let us know ahead of time. We are very flexible.
I don't know if we answered this question or not.
Oh,
Well, I don't
think
know
we could
what
put
the
like the,
answer is. Oh, we
We
could.
could like maybe take a picture of this with the phone number. Let's see if we have.
or I can leave my questions right here.
Or,
Do we have a, like, we go to www.cancerservicesprogram.com? Do we have that?
It's not .com. It's
.gov?
yeah.
you know, and because we do put flyers and things on our
Yeah, so-
website,
yep.
but I could have the coaches, primarily our workforce are women, but men over a certain age, because the average age in our wellness program is about 46.
Okay, so they're getting close to those screenings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
When you go to your
the
doctor, do they
coaches
generally
could
do
handle
like,
Sure,
oh,
absolutely.
this is for like
To
people that
the
have
men
cancer and stuff.
that,
Are you talking
yeah.
about these? Or are you talking about
Like,
Like,
I'm not really gonna feel comfortable talking to either of them
Like,
over
certain
the
age, when they go to the
about
doctor,
these
they
things,
do
but
other
it's so important, though.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Okay, like I said, my husband said because there's so
Just
many
be
men that
surprised
aren't
when
paying
you
attention to.
we help with people with high deductible insurance too. A lot of men will opt out for the colonoscopy, so we get
And he goes in.
and a lot of the doctors already have some of these. There's just some doctors who
Once they found out that his
be
mother
like, I
had
just want
cancer, his
colonoscopy
grandmother
done.
was great.
But there's some people who
Cancer, hormone
refuse. We had this one guy who straight up said, I'm gonna do nothing. You are not putting anything up there. It's exit only.
And the second time.
That's my feeling. I had so much stuff done at 22 that I refused to have it done.
So we gave him one of these.
Nope.
Each time.
I burned Emma and scope and all that crap done in one day and I was
Yeah, and that's what guys think of it. And you know,
They
your
weren't gonna
situation.
put me out.
She said her.
Well, the problems were, I don't care if I ever see Crystal Lake lemonade again.